50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to episode 308 of the Dream Wager. I am your host, D-Rock, and Elvis, let's just get right into it. The Jets did not look good at all. 30-10. Well, I want to start with this game just so we could get it out of the way. Did not cover. Game does go under, by the way, so at least we catch there. I was telling you before we went off air, I thought it was the tale of two halves. I thought we were in the game, surprisingly, in the first half. Besides the first drive, Dallas punched it down our throat. I thought our defense actually played all right in the first half. Saw should have had a pick six, but then they just came out flat. They bad penalties and the goal line. They brought pressure and didn't really play zone and allowed a touchdown. Zach Wilson, I thought he had an okay game up until the fourth quarter. He did exactly what Zach Wilson would do last year. Sometimes you just got to throw the ball away. He stared down Garrett Wilson, the punt interception down the left sideline, and I just thought it was a very bad performance. I thought they came out very flat. Now it's a quick turnaround against another good defense in the Patriots next week.
So, we knew it was a tough task heading in, going into Dallas. After the performance they put up in MetLife against the Giants, still, we know what that defense was going to bring. We didn't see enough of Dak Prescott offensively, and we saw enough from your defensive side of the ball and turning over Josh Allen 4 times last week, Dill. But it was like, I agree with you. It was a tale of two halves. It's just that Jets really never was able to get the running game going. And we both know you guys need the running game if Zach Wilson has any chance of being successful, So I'm not going to put too much blame on Zach. Yeah, he had 2 bad interceptions, Dill. But, Dill, what do you expect from him when you can't get the running game going, especially against that defense in Dallas? So I'm not going to put too much blame on Zach, but tough task. Give credit to Dallas and that defense. Looked like the best defense again in football. Dak looked all right. I like the fact that he's getting tight ends in motion. CD Lamb just torching the Jets secondary deal. So give credit to the Cowboys, but I'm not gonna tear down Zach Wilson on this game. At the end of this, against Dallas, and he had 0 running game for help.
Yeah, he had nothing. He was actually the leading rusher. 5. I actually thought he did. That was to the end of the first half. He actually scrambled a few yards, and I was like, okay, this is actually a good Zach Wilson. But yeah, bad things through 3 picks in the fourth quarter. You can't win games when you're turning the ball over. Garrett Wilson, and then he didn't really return after that hard hit down the sideline. So he's banged up a little bit. 2 catches for 83 yards. But besides that slant, they really couldn't get anything offensively going. And I'm a little harder than obviously you because I'm a Jet fan, but I just, I expected a little more. Defense got banged up a little bit. And besides CD Lamb going really crazy, I didn't think they really did anything passing wise. Like you said, Dak had a good game. He should have had 2 picks, one towards the end of the game, and Saul should have had a pick 6. So, but 112 passer rating, didn't turn the ball over, threw for over 250 yards, only completed 7. And we really didn't get any pressure on him. I thought that was another very concerning. The defense looked slow. What do you think of the defense? I mean, it's a short turnaround, an emotional game on Monday you and I went to, but turn it around on the road event against, let's just say it might be 1A, 1B of the best team in the NFC.
Oh, Dill. The defense, like you said, it came out flat. It looked a little better in the first half. They broke up passes. Yeah. Dak didn't look too sharp in the first half, Dill, but I think Tony Pollard and the running game is really what established the flow. You saw your boy, Deuce, you spoke highly of him, Deuce Vaughn.
Yep.
He was doing some impact in the first half, catching the ball and running the ball, Dill. So I just feel like, Dallas was able to get that running game going. Tony Pollard had himself a pretty good day. So I just feel like, Dak didn't look real efficient in the first half passing the ball, but the running game was really what was able to get Dallas going.
Yeah, 100%. So big win for Cowboys. Like I said, what did I just say? Come to a surprise? They might be, if not, because the Rams gave the 49ers. Let's talk about that game. I think it's still 1A, 1B. All the shit we talked in the preseason, they might have the two best teams in the league right now. The way Chiefs didn't look that good. 49ers, Brock Purdy, 17 for 25, no touchdowns, but he didn't turn the ball over. He's efficient. He threw for over 200 yards. And when you have Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries for over 3 yards, I mean, this guy, he could help, and he could make any quarterback look good. Deebo Samuel had a big game as well. Brandon Ayuk kind of a little regression, but they go on the road, and this is a gritty Rams team. I didn't expect them. The defense played much better than I anticipated. What'd you think of this game? 30-23.
Still, the 49ers came out firing in all cylinders still, but give credit to Matthew Stafford and the Rams. They hanged in there, made himself a game. That kid, what's his name?
Puka Nacua.
That kid is out here setting records. I think
he
has
15 catches for 147 yards. He has the most catches in the first 2 games of anyone in NFL history.
Like what he's doing is just flat out special. And yet, look at Matthew Stafford just finding out there. Look at his wide receiver core. He got Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, and
Puka Nacua. They also have Karen Williams, Tyler Higbee, excuse me.
He's out here being competitive. Won last week and just came 7 points short against arguably the best team in the NFC in the San Francisco 49ers. I understand they're in LA, but Dill, you saw the crowd. I saw the crowd. The people listening saw the crowd. That was a 49ers home game, people. There was a whole lot of red in the crowd.
Always. And, Kyle Shanahan, it's another one where he just owned Sean McVay. Credit to him. The defense got stops when they needed to. That defense came up and was ready to play. They didn't really turn the ball over. Matthew Stafford did throw 2 picks later in the game. But other than that, we need to make this a no, Elvis. Next year, we need to target wide receivers that Matthew Stafford, because they always wind up tacking up all of these yards, especially early on. When Cooper Kupp, I think Cooper Kupp's going to be out longer than expected. So Puka Nacua is not just a short-term solution fantasy-wise. I think long-term investment, he's going to get the ball. He's earned Matthew Stafford's trust. What do you think of the rookie?
Dill, I think he's special. Dill, like you said, the fact that he's able to put up these numbers back-to-back weeks, it's not just he knows what he's doing, but they have a connection building. He's doing what Cooper Kupp was doing 2 years ago when they went on that Super Bowl run, Dill. I'm not saying he's going to be Cooper Kupp, but damn, the numbers he's putting up right now are special.
Yeah. And now the Rams, they got a little bye, not a little bye, but they have extra rest. They're playing on Monday night on the road against in Cincinnati. And to be honest, Elvis, the way Cincinnati's playing 0-2, this is no easy game for the Rams. Rams are going to be hungry, and now we got a short week for the 49ers. They're going to be hosting the Giants. So, I mean, looking forward, we could talk about that Giant game. And to be honest, when I saw it 20-0 at half, I go, oh my God, 6 quarters without points. But then they come back. They wind up 31 unanswered points. They all in the second half, 14 in the second quarter. They get 17 to win the game. And is it fair to say Arizona blew the game, or did the Giants win the game?
Dill, when you score 21 unanswered, I'm going to say Arizona blew the game. Just because you got to come up with a defensive stop. They're down. They're going to throw the ball. You know what's coming, and you're still not able to stop it, Dill. So give credit to Daniel Jones and that Giants offense. Saquon had 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones doing it with his arms and his legs, Dill. And give credit to the Giants defense for basically shutting them down midway third quarter and on.
Yeah, they only scored that 8 points, and that was it.
That was it, Dill. So I thought the game was over. Everybody thought this game was over, but give credit to the Giants and Daniel Jones. I thought this game was over, but they kept fighting, Dill. It's a little concern. Saquon needed to be helped off the
I was
field.
just going to ask you, is he okay? I never heard anything.
Dill, what it looks like he got his ankle turned bad. That's what it looks like, and him needed to be helped off. He couldn't really put pressure on it. Kind of looks more serious than, what people will initially think, Dill, because it's Saquon. He's a fucking warrior, and the fact that he needed help to get off the field, say something.
Yeah, now Arizona, you got a quick turnaround next week at home, and you're hosting a hungry Cowboy team. So, chance for them to go 0-3. Like I said, Giants. Right now, I'm looking at the line. Arizona is 12.5 point underdogs at home.
And it might
And
go up.
and it might, yeah, and money might come in on them. And Giants are 10.5 point underdogs on the road on a short week on Thursday night. So, going to be tough there. Let's just finish the 4 o'clock games. What's the last one? So Washington, I know there's only there's 9 seconds left, so I have games done. 0-2 for Sean Payton. Denver at home. Sam Howell. I mean, at first, 21-3. And then here comes Sam Howell. No turnovers, threw for 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson Jr. had a 2-touchdown game. Terry McLaurin had a touchdown. Man, this Washington team is gritty. Eric Bieniemy has these boys playing. What'd you think of the Redskins?
Still shocking. I said last podcast still, the Broncos, to me, this is a must-win situation for the Denver Broncos. Just the fact that you can't start 0-2 and both games being at home, new head coach, got Russ. You got the expectation of the defense. And still, what the Redskins was able to pull off today, what Sam Howell was able to pull off today against this defense still was just amazing. 27 for 39, basically 300 yards. I ain't going to say 299. 2 touchdowns. Your boy Brian Robinson had himself a day. Still, give credit to this pesky Commanders team. And give credit to fucking Eric Bieniemy. They wrote him off in Kansas City, and look at him. Got his team 2-0 and got Sam Howell looking a little better than Patrick at the moment. May I say that?
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting at top of the division with the Cowboys right now. Who would have thought? I told you, they were my sleeper team. I thought they could sneak in if the NFC, and look what they're doing right now. They're taking every opportunity. They're hosting the Bills. Right now, they're 6.5 point underdogs at home to the Buffalo Bills. So
makes sense after what Buffalo was able to put up today. Honestly.
Yeah, 100%. And then, you have the Denver Broncos next week, and who do they play? Now they go on the road and play the Miami Dolphins. God. What happened?
Touchdown, 50-yarder, Russell Wilson. Now they're about to go for 2.
Oh my God. 35-33.
Wow.
Marvin Mims Jr., 2 catches, 113 yards. He's averaging 56 yards a catch.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Russell Wilson, 18 for 32, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Wow, Commanders. We were just hyping them up.
Well, we'll see.
End of the 4th. They didn't get it. 35-34 is the final. Yep.
Wow.
They moved
Sean
to
Payton. Bad start, people. Bad start.
And right now, Miami Dolphins, depending how they do, if it's a close game, I think the line will stay the same. But hypothetically, this is all hypothetical. If Miami goes and blows them out, which I don't expect, right now they're a 6-point favorite at home against Denver next week.
And to be honest, I'll lay the 6 without even witnessing what I saw tonight, Dill. Because Denver, they lost 2 bad close games, Raiders should have won that game. And then the Commanders, I gave Commanders no shot in winning this game. The Denver Broncos cough it up at home. Now you expect them to take this show on the road and play a scary offensive Miami team. Let's just say that.
1 o'clock window. Atlanta Falcons, we'll start there. Very good game. Desmond Ridder brings the boys back. Not the best game, but threw for over 230 yards, 1 pick, 1 touchdown. He ran a touchdown. And Bijan Robinson, what a game. Over 100 yards on 19 carries. Drake London had a good game as well. But they got the stops when they needed to. And this is like another one. It was like a tale of 2 halves, And Jordan Love had a good game, 14 for 25, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. Weren't really able to run the ball. I think that's what kind of slowed him down. What'd you think of the Green Bay Packers?
Still, like you said, there's another one to tell 2 halves. Still, Green Bay, especially Jordan Love, was able to move the ball consistently in the first half. Got a couple penalties, was able to move the ball, got a couple touchdowns still. But in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, they kind of just stood steady, Dill, and give credit to Atlanta's defense for kind of ruining up the flow, Dill. Like you said, A.J. Dillon really couldn't really get it going. I think they missed Aaron Jones more than we expected to, though. So give credit to Atlanta, take care of business at home, though. But the Green Bay Packers missed the opportunity today to still win on the road.
Yeah, because next week they are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Right now, depending on what happens on Monday night with New Orleans, Green Bay is a -1.5 point favorite at home against the Saints. And then Falcons next week, they're on the road taking on an angry Detroit team that lost. Right now, Detroit's -4.5 at home. So we'll see. But yeah, no, good win for the Falcons. Arthur Smith has the boys playing. They're 2-0 in the NFC South. They're saying not so fast. Baker Mayfield, they get the win as well. 27-17. What a fucking day for Mike Evans. 6 catches, 171 yards. He got a touchdown as well. Baker Mayfield 2-0. What'd you think of the Buccaneers?
Still, I had Buccaneers winning this matchup. I'm still surprised on the outcome, Dill. The fact that Baker Mayfield threw for over 300 yards. He had like 2-something in the first half, by the way. No turnovers. Mike Evans had himself a day. Defense looked great, Dill. This Buccaneers team, if Baker Mayfield just keeps the ship steady, could possibly be a playoff team, Dill. Wow. Buccaneers, I like what Dill overall. They're playing great football. Defensive side of the ball looking good. Offensively, if Baker Mayfield keeps it still, who would have thought Mike Evans?
Not me.
Come on now, Dill. Chris Godwin still a stud. Mike Evans looking like he could still be a top 3 wide receiver.
He's going for 1,000 yards this year.
He's going for 1,000 plus, Dill. And with Baker Mayfield keeps singing it like this, Dill, I'm gonna be honest, it looks good.
And he didn't turn the ball over. His passer rating was 115. He only completed 8 passes for over 300 yards.
The running game looking pretty good.
Yeah, Rashard White. Yeah, he wasn't bad at all. Even Baker had a nice few scrambles. But they get a little bye. They play Monday Night Football at home. The tale of 2-0 teams. They're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, Eagles laying 6.5. Is that too much?
Still, it might be a little too much in Tampa.
Yeah,
I give credit to the Philadelphia, going 2-0, getting to 2-0, but still, could we both agree? It's 2 sloppy wins. It was sloppy against New England. That pick 6 basically gave them the win, and then Minnesota just turned the ball over 4 times. If Buccaneers are able to play clean football, I'll give them a shot.
Yeah, 100%. And now the Bears, they're 0-2, and they're going on the road and playing at no place that's easy. Arrowhead right now.
Wow.
Chiefs 12.5 point favorites next week. The Chiefs.
That's definitely the biggest favorite of the week.
That and the Cowboys are favored by 12.5. Yeah, right now, and these are early look aheads, literally a whole week.
Tease them down.
Another good game. Ravens 2-0. We didn't even need the points, Elvis. Straight up 27-22. It took them what did it take them? 5 quarters to score a touchdown, the Bengals, but 0-2. Joe Burrow didn't look the best. He looked better in the second half. I'll admit that. He made some throws. T. Higgins had a nice game, but outside of that, Joe Mixon wasn't able to run the ball. Is it time to hit the concern button? Only 2 games in?
No, I wouldn't hit the panic button, Dill, but it is cause for concern. Dill, like it was 6 quarters, no offensive touchdowns. They got the punt return in the second quarter, luckily enough, Dill. But like you said, we didn't need the points. I think we both was on the Baltimore. I had them plus 3.5. I know you took them on a teaser, both on the right side, Dill. Baltimore looks good defensively. They look damn good, especially in the first half. Yeah. Lamar just got to be careful with the ball, Dill. Another turnover, another fumble. Kind of was a little sloppy with the ball, Dill, but the running game got it going. Mark Andrews returned. Looks like the old Mark Andrews. Nothing to worry about there, Dill. Odell did leave the game with an ankle injury. Little worried there, but what could I say about Zay Flowers, Dill? Living up to the first-round pick. Got that huge ball down the field from Lamar, Dill. So I just glad to see this Baltimore team rolling 2-0 on top of the division, Dill. If I'm Cincinnati fans, don't be too worried. Yeah, your offense didn't score a touchdown to the second half of the game, but It's still Joe Burrow. You still got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. Offense is still gonna be explosive. I think in a couple of weeks, y'all start firing in all cylinders.
Even Nelson Aguilar, 5 catches for 63 yards. He was the leading receiver with a touchdown. That was a beautiful ball in the back of the shoulder from Lamar. So, yeah, Lamar needs to take care of the ball a little bit, keep it a little closer to the tuck, but didn't throw a pick. He had 2 touchdowns. Gus Edwards had a nice game, even Justice Hill down in the end zone as well. So, yeah, they're firing on all cylinders. I wouldn't say it's time to worry, but they're playing a Ram team that's a gritty team at home next week. Right now, Bengals are laying 6.5 at homes against the Rams, which I don't know about that. I think that's a little too generous, I would say. And then the Ravens are hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Right now, the line is Ravens minus 8.5 at home against the Colts. You think Richardson gets back?
Deals with a concussion, so we're gonna see what it is. It all depends. I would say he'll be probable just because it happened in the first quarter. It wasn't like a late game concussion. So I will say he's probable, but you never know. They might just play it safe, give him the week off. At the end of the day, Gardner Minshew and the offense played pretty well once he went down, Dill. So
yeah.
Hey, maybe just play it safe and have Gardner Minshew take over.
Yeah, and I think he is a serviceable backup. 19 for 23, 171 yards. He didn't turn the ball over, 113 QBR. I thought Gardner Minshew played really well. He had the 2 touchdowns, Anthony Richardson early on, the rushing touchdown, but another good game from Michael Pittman Jr. He's clear the number 1, but CJ Stroud, I thought, played okay. 30 for 47, 384 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. They don't have a running game. Nico Collins is clear their number 1. Robert Woods, he's not the same Robert Woods we know. I'll say that. But defense, they're still missing a few people. I think they're still 2-3 years. They have the right coach, but they still need to draft a few more pieces on both sides of the ball. What'd you think of the Houston Texans?
Still, I'm not going to take too much away from Houston just because, it's still early. I'm not going to put too much pressure on them. I like the fact that they didn't just, throw the towel in. They actually fought in the second half and made it kind of close. CJ, it wasn't a pretty sight deal, but you got to give credit. No turnovers, almost threw for 400 yards in just a second start. So that's a little impressive on alone, just that stat line. But I liked what I saw a little more in the second half. Hopefully, he could just get that and get in rhythm a little earlier. And the running game got to help him out. We saw Damian Pierce fucking barrel over people all season long last year. Haven't seen any of that this year so far. So hopefully they were able to get the running game going, and hopefully the rhythm starts a little earlier next week for Houston.
Yeah, so Houston, they're on the road taking on Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 9.5-point favorites at home against the Texans.
Huge favorites next week.
Yeah. We'll talk about Seattle on the road. That was a good call on me. Plus 5.5, keep the points. 37-31. They spoil the sold out home arena in Ford Field. Jared Goff played good. Besides that one pick, I thought he played good. 28 for 35, over 300 yards. David Montgomery went down, but Jahmyr Gibbs really didn't do anything after that anyway. Like, he had 7 catches, but it was only for 39 yards. He had 7 carries for 17 yards. They need to find him in rhythm, but offensively, they were able to score a touchdown. They had 1, 2. Josh Reynolds had 2, but after that, they weren't able to put stops together. Detroit still struggles on defense. What'd you make of that game?
I'm with you. Jared Goff looked great. Besides the interception, the pick 6 that basically cost him the game, he looked good. I like the fact that he hit Reynolds a couple of times. I like the rookie Laporte, the tight end. Mm-hmm. He looks good, Dill. You just gotta give credit to Kenneth Walker III and Geno Smith. To me, the biggest reason Seattle was able to go up there and upset and win outright. We saw Aiden Hutchinson put up so much pressure against the Kansas City Week 1 opening day. Though he was basically a no-show. I want to say a no-show, but he wasn't really causing havoc today at home versus Seattle than what we honestly both expected him to do, Dill. So give credit to Seattle offensive line, keeping Geno outright and, able to make game-winning plays.
Yeah, and right now, see both of them. So Detroit -4.5 at home next week against Atlanta, and Seattle comes back home and gets Carolina. So we'll see how they play. But Carolina on a short week has to go to the 6-man. Seattle playing on all cylinders right now. DK came back. Tyler Lockett had a good game, 8 catches for 59 yards with 2 touchdowns and the game winner. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown looked good. Josh Reynolds had the 2. Sam Laporta, the rookie, he's good. I worry about their run game a little bit, Detroit, and I know that's what they want to do. They have a good offensive line, but they were banged up. They started to lose a lot of bodies in that game. It was a very physical game in Detroit, but good win on the road for Seattle. Let's go to Tennessee. Chargers 0-2 now. Tennessee as dogs win outright at home. Tannehill, good game, 20 for 24, 246. No turnovers. It was a great game. Derrick Henry, 25 carries for 80 yards, a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins had a couple nice catches, 4 catches for 40 yards. But, their offense really looks stale, the Chargers I'm talking about now, without Austin Eckler. Now they move to 0-2. Besides Keenan Allen going crazy,
Facts.
they really didn't do anything offensively. What would you think there?
Still, I'm with you. I'm a little concerned if I'm the Chargers. Yeah, we upgraded that offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, and the offense not seem to be clicking. I think it was a big loss losing Austin Eckler. Joshua Kelly basically was a no-show today. Didn't show up really offensively, running the ball or passing it. I think that's the main reason why they lost. It wasn't able to get the running game going. Yes,
Yeah.
we saw those connection with Keenan Allen. He had himself a fucking huge game. Mike Williams had himself a good day. Even the tight end Everett had himself a day. I'm not gonna put the blame on Herbert, but Kellen Moore got to establish a running game. I understand Austin Eckler's not there, but somehow you got to take some of that pressure off Justice Herbert's arm. And give credit to Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill, Dill. Your boy D-Hop had himself a pretty good game. That kid Burks had himself a day. So Ryan Tannehill made some throws today to put them above. So give credit to Ryan Tannehill not turning the ball over as well. Derrick Henry still looking like a beast. So they shocked me. I thought Chargers was the team in this game. Give credit to the Titans taking it out.
Next week now, the battle of the 0-2. Someone's going to win. Chargers are on the road taking on Minnesota. Right now, they're laying 1.5 on the road, the Chargers. I'm sorry, Elvis, but I don't care if it's 1.5 or 9.5. Right now, you're an idiot if you are laying points with the Chargers. I'm sorry. They were favored in both of these games, and they've lost outright in both of them. They have to be on your wait and see list there or do not bet list right now, because if you're laying points with the Chargers, I'm sorry. Like, Minnesota looked better than the Chargers did this weekend, especially coming back home. I don't know what you think, but I think you're crazy if you're laying points with the Chargers.
Not though. I think that's going to be a tough matchup going into Minnesota. That's going to be a tough matchup. I agree. I think the fact that Minnesota is the dogs at home, I just don't understand.
And we'll see on Monday night, but Cleveland Brown, they're hosting the Tennessee Titans. Browns are laying 4 right now at home. So we'll see on Monday night if that line moves. But other 1:00 games, I'll go down to Jacksonville. Ugly game. No one really got in a groove offensively, I would say. Not the best game from Trevor Lawrence at all. 22 for 41, only 216 yards. His QBR was 67. It just wasn't good at all. Patrick Mahomes didn't play that much better, but he made more crucial throws down the road, and I think they had a better running game. Isaiah Pacheco had a pretty good game. Travis Etienne couldn't get anything going, and Christian Kirk was the only one that really did anything. They locked up Calvin Ridley today, 2 catches for 32 yards, and let's give a round of applause. No drops for Kadarius Toney, 5 catches for 35 yards, but it's going to take some time. Travis Kelce, only 4 catches, 26 yards. He did have the touchdown, but Chiefs bounce back. They get the win on the road, both 1-1. What'd you think in this game?
Dill, I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but Patrick Mahomes had himself a day. 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, also had 30 yards rushing, Dill. I know 17 points ain't gonna jump off still, but Patrick Mahomes led this team to victory. Give credit to the defense. Always give credit to Steve Spagnuolo to holding down the Jacksonville Jaguars. So only 9 points at home, Dill. I think that was an impressive defeat. Chris Jones looked like he ain't missed no time. He looked sharp. He looked fresh. Chris Jones looking wow. Wow. Whoa. You could see why he got the money he deserved. Dill. Chris Jones looked unstoppable on that front, and then, like I said, Patrick Mahomes just took over the game. I know that the scoreboard doesn't reflect, but Patrick Mahomes had himself a day.
Yeah, I think the odds, not the odds, the box score doesn't really reflect the game he did and the type of plays he did late in the game. Yeah, I agree on that note. Jacksonville now staying home, taking on Houston next week. They're laying 9.5 against Houston. I mean, I don't know what you think, but I think that's a little too much, don't you?
All I'm going to say is if the Colts was able to take care of business on the road, I think Jacksonville could do the same, if not worse.
Yeah, so other than that, last game to talk about, and then we'll get to our plays. Bills to get back on track. I can't believe I forgot this game. It was a blowout. That's why it wasn't on my notes. But Bills take care of business at home 38-10. In the beginning, though, I thought Jimmy G, he drove down the field, got it to Devontae Adams for that touchdown. But outside of that, they got a measly field goal in the second quarter. And shout out the Bills defense. They shut them down in the second half. Didn't score a point, 17 unanswered points. They win. They cover. Game goes over. What'd you think of Jimmy G? 2 picks today.
Still, he looked sharp in that first drive of the game. But other than that, still, kind of stutter step. He got those 2 horrible interceptions. Give credits to the Bills defense. She finally showed up today. Josh Allen still trying to hurdle people. You got to stop that. But besides that, still, he looked impressive. Gabriel Davis, Stephon Diggs and company all look good. Deals. They were firing all cylinders. This is what we get frustrated as fans, how Josh Allen could look like so much dog shit a week ago and look like an MVP caliber today. So it's just consistency with Josh Allen. So if he could just find himself to be consistent, he'll find the promised land. But still, the Raiders, I don't know how you could sneak out a victory in Denver one week and then just look so pathetic the next. That's just
real cool. I gotta give credit, Josh Allen. This is the game you wanted to see him. I agree. You gotta stop jumping over people, but didn't turn the ball over. He threw for over 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they were finally able to establish a run. They weren't able to do that in week 1 against the Jets. James Cook had a hell of a day. Didn't get in the end zone, but 17 carries for over 123 yards. They ran right down their throat. Gabe Davis had a nice game as well. And on the other side, correct me if I'm wrong, but Josh Jacobs in that running game looks non-existent.
Still, last week didn't look good, and this week I'm pretty sure he went for negative yards.
9 carries for negative 2 yards.
Yeah, he's not gonna get it done. I don't know what it is, if it's play calling, the offensive line, or if it's just Jimmy G not able to get in sync. I don't know what it is, though, but Josh Jacobs doesn't look like himself.
Not at all. And now Buffalo goes on the road. Like I said, they are 6.5-point favorites over the Washington Redskins. And now the Raiders, they're home hosting the Steelers next week. Right now, kind of a pick 'em. We'll see. Pittsburgh Steelers -1.5 on the road against the Raiders. So we'll see if that line moves up. But I kind of like the Steelers early lean. I mean, if they wind up going on the road and winning against the Browns, or their home, excuse me, but if they wind up winning tomorrow at home against the Browns, and right now they're only 2.5-point favorite at home, I think they could beat the Raiders. The Raiders kind of got exposed, don't you think?
Still, the Raiders defensively look sloppy. You got to give credit to Josh Allen. At the end of the day, he's a bad man and everything, Dill. But what we saw today, it's gonna look bad on film.
Yeah, so for our live listeners, Miami is down to -1.5. Money keeps coming in.
Dude, it was at 3.5 a couple hours ago, 2.5 before the start of the show. Now 1.5 still. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's some key injury report that just came out, but dropping 2 points in a couple of hours is concerning.
Yeah, I'm taking the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to go against the number and the trend and the line movement. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins on the money line -125. A couple days ago or yesterday when we were recording, they were -3, -3.5 at some other places. So for the line to move 2 points in a matter, like you said, less than maybe 24, a little more than 24 hours, I mean, something's going on. A lot of people are coming in on the Patriots real quick, or you're going to take the Patriots outright, right?
Dale, I ended up staying away from the game, Dale.
Oh.
I have no official play in this one. Don't get me wrong, I'll lean the Patriots just because I don't expect Miami to be firing like what we saw last week in LA. Dale.
Yeah.
I just don't expect that. I expect us to, take control, time of possession, run the ball. Mac Jones, I don't expect to throw for 3 touchdowns, but I expect it to be a little more efficient than we saw it against Philly, Dill. So possibly 2 touchdowns, around 220 passing, no turnovers, and I think we could get the job done, Dill. So I do leave the Patriots. And, don't get me wrong, I love the plus 3.5 early on. That's what I would have took. Do I think we have a shot outright as dogs? Absolutely, Dill. But what we witnessed last week in LA with Tua and company, Dill, was just so special offensively, Dill. So I'm just not gonna bet it, but don't get me wrong, I do believe the Patriots defense could slow Miami down.
I mean, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a hard game. These teams know each other. It's in division, so they always play each other very hard. I can't wait. So we're about 20 minutes from kickoff. So before we get to Monday night plays, let me tell you a quick word from our sponsor and something you could drink while you're watching the game tonight. Viva Tequila, most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. So no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. Only has 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 4.5 ABV. So it is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys, or like I said, on a Sunday night, having an elderberry. Doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with our artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Real quick, I forgot to ask you before we go to Monday night, what was your record on the Sunday slate?
On today's slate?
Yeah.
I think I went 6-6 on today, Dill. Could have been better. I had a backdoor cover with the Broncos on a 2-way 6-point teaser. But 6-6 for the day. The props killed me. 1 o'clock window went pretty good with my plays, but the props killed me, Dill.
Yeah, so right now I went 7-4. I tried to get cute. Chiefs full game covered. And when you came over, we were watching the game. I said I took the Chiefs again on the first half, and they looked like they were going to be up by 2 or more. And here come the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that Calvin Ridley, he was a dud for me. But Derrick Henry over his rush attempts. If it is under, I was telling Elvis, if it's under 20, you got to hammer the over his rush attempts. Seattle outright. Atlanta gets a close one. Bijan Robinson, he rushed for over 90 yards. His line was 54.5. That has to continue to hammer. Mike Evans, he scored a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey rushing, receiving 102. That went over in the first half. And then the Jets and Brees Hall, I don't want to talk about it. So we will go into Monday night. We will start with the 7:15 Eastern game. Carolina Panthers are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Right now, Saints laying 3 on the road, -162 on the money line. Home puppy, Carolina Panthers +136. Over under is at 39. Elvis, I will start with you. Taking the points, or you believe in Derek Carr still?
Dill, give me the Saints on the money line, Dill. I wanted to, don't get me wrong, I lean the -3, Dill, but I'm taking it straight up. Divisional game, so I expect it to be nip and tight. I don't expect Bryce Young to be able to sneak out a victory against this defense. I think it's too much too soon. Don't get me wrong. Do I have a feeling he can make it close? Absolutely. Do I give Carolina a shot to cover the spread? Absolutely. I do believe it might be a field goal game, Dill. That's why I ended up taking it straight up. I think Derek Carr is going to do enough to win this game, Dill. I understand it was a little sloppy last week against Tennessee at home, Dill, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come out firing on a little better cylinders. Dill, Michael Thomas looked pretty good last week.
Told you.
Dill, with him and Chris Olave, I think these are one of the best wide receiver duels you're going to see throughout the season. I'm not saying they're there yet, but I'm just saying throughout the season, they might emerge, Dill. With that being said, give me the New Orleans Saints on the money line minus 155.
Okay, you got it a little early. Good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Bryce Young, he only threw for 146 yards. He went 20 for 38 last week against Atlanta, who when I like Atlanta, don't get me wrong, 2-0, but they don't have the best defense. I think we could all agree on that. And, only it's a week one. It's a small sample size, but after week one, guess what they ranked NFL ranked the Saints defense?
I'm going to say 18.
No, 8th. They picked off Ryan. They picked off Ryan Tannehill 3 times. They kept him to 15 points. I know they only scored 16, but they played good defense. And Derek Carr, I thought, looked pretty good. He threw for over 300 yards. It already looks. It's only one game in, but he looks like he has tremendous chemistry, I guess. Yeah, that's the right word with Chris Olave. I always think Michael Thomas is good. So Carolina didn't look good in week one against okay Atlanta team. I don't think Atlanta's all that, but if Carolina had trouble doing that, this defense is just even much better. So I think Carr has weapons. I think more explosive plays. They have more ways to win. I'll actually lay the 3 at minus 106. So same side. I'm just going to lay it. I agree with you, though. I do think the Saints are the right side. Any opinion on the total? It's in at 39.
Not though, just because I don't know what to expect from Bryce Young. It's his first Monday night start. The lights are going to be bright. And, excuse me.
Salute.
That Saints defense, especially that front with Cam Jordan, though, might cause havoc. So, would it shock me if Bryce Young is a little, deer stuck in headlights at some points in the game? Absolutely not, Dill. So, if anything, I'll lean I'm going to stay away from the points just because I said the same thing about the Jets and Dallas game, and it went over by a half.
Well, depending on what you got.
Yeah.
Depending on
now it's at 39 and a half. So that's the number I'm going by.
Yeah, and no, I was talking about the Jet game, it going over, depending on the number. But you're right. The total for this game, I'm looking at the line movement. It opened at 41 and it's come down. So people are in on the. If you got a 41, you got the best number.
It wouldn't shock me if it's like a 20-10 game, New Orleans. Or even like a 17-14 New Orleans.
Little trend if you are interested in the total, these division rivals in recent history, low scoring games. The under is 5-0 in their last 5 meetings with an average of just 30.4 points per games. So Saints and Panthers, low scoring game, averaging 30 points a game, total sitting at 39. Guess you're banking on the over. It is 5-0. I think it's a big enough sample size. So lean under, but you got the worst number. It's at 39 right now. I would at 41. I would take the under, but we're both on the Saints. So let's go to the second game. Good game, I think. Cleveland Browns on the road. I think this game is better than the first one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Browns laying 2.5 on the road, minus 134 on the money line. Good price, actually. I think that. Plus 2.5 for the Steelers, plus 114 on the money line. Over under this one even lower level, 38.5. Looking for a bounce back in Kenny Pickett. What do you think here?
Dill, give me the Cleveland Browns minus 2. Lock of the week, Dill. This is my lock of the week, Dill. What we this last week in Pittsburgh, Dill, was honestly the worst performance we witnessed. Honestly, the Giants look bad, yes, but Dill, Kenny Pickett did not show up. Defense did not show up. T.J. Watt showed up, but that secondary was pedestrian. The linebacking core, which we think is up there, did not show up. T.J. Watt showed up, Dill, but the rest of that defense looked bad. Offense looked worse. Cleveland's defense held Joe Burrow. Let's not forget, people, this defense just a week ago held Joe Burrow to 83 yards. You think Kenny Pickett's going to do much better than that? I don't think so. Give me the Cleveland Browns minus 2.5 all day, people.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to lay the 2.5, I just took the Browns on the money line -134. I see -130s out there as well, so shop around. Or you want to lay the 2.5?
Is
I
that two?
agree.
Is that two right now?
In
People
some
should shop
places,
around. Yeah, is
okay.
that two?
Yeah, I definitely like them. I think remember, no Deontay Johnson as well. He's out for Pittsburgh.
Maury
I don't.
Cooper is questionable with a groin injury or hamstring.
But even still, I think they have a okay offensive line. It's not like this the offensive line that we've been accustomed to. Short's good defensive coordinator. This defense is going to bring the pressure on Kenny Pickett, I think. And Browns looked incredible. I know the Bengals don't look all that good, but Cleveland's offense, I think they do. Right tackle Coughlin, he's out. It's a rookie starting at right tackle for them, and TJ Watt is elite. Like you said, that was literally the only person that looked good. So I think Watson, he's good under pressure. I think he'll be able to get the ball out. I think they win a very 27, maybe no, 24-14 game. I'm going to take the Browns. I think the game goes under. I got early in the week, I got a 42. It's down to 39, even 38.5. I see 39s out there. I would go under. Week 2 unders with a total of 40 or below. Like I said, since 04, I said this trend yesterday, 45-16, 74%. Primetime unders last 4 year, 60% when the home team is the underdog. So, I mean, all the trends are pointing to the under. I think we see an ugly, low-scoring game. I think the dog pound goes into Pittsburgh and becomes 2-0. So I agree. I think I'm on the Browns. As for a total, I lean under. Any opinion there?
Still, the number's short. I do agree with the number.
Reason.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with it, Dill. Just because, Cleveland's offense could be shicey sometimes, especially with, if Amari Cooper is ruled out, how they're going to be able to move the ball. I know Nick Chubb is going to show up, Dill, but besides that, who are you going to rely on that passing game, Dill? And then with the question mark with Kenny Pickett, I understand he's going to be better than what we witnessed in week 1, Dill, but by how much? And is Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, they're going to be able to take over the games? Because if you tell me Myles Garrett's going to get a couple sacks and TJ Watt's going to get a couple sacks as well, Dill, it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I agree. I think we are on the right side on the under. So, like I said, I got the best number at 42.5 because that just seemed, these AFC North games, they're just physical, hard-nosed. And I think both of them have elite pass rusher. And so I'm going to go under as well. Even at 39, 38.5, I still lean under. So should be a good game. Browns looking to become 2-0. Cameron Hayward, he's on the injury list with a groin. Pat Frimmel, the tight end, his chest. Deontay Johnson doesn't look like he's go with a hamstring injury. So both teams dealing with some injuries. We'll see who prevails. But 2 good games. I think this is like a thing now. We have 2 back-to-back Monday night games the next couple of weeks, Elvis. You like that?
I love it, Dill. More football. I just hope the timing just aligns. I'd rather have it to be like a 6:30 start and an 8:30 start than, just, hour in between. I don't like that. Rather have, a 2 or 3 hour window. Even like a 5:30 start. Fuck it,
Yeah. The first game does start a little earlier at 7:00, so we'll definitely be able to finish that game.
But it's just an hour difference still. To me, it should have been at least a 6:15 start.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, Elvis, good luck. I know you'll be watching tonight. Good luck to your Patriots. We will talk on Wednesday. We'll recap Sunday night. We'll recap the game, Browns and Steelers and Saints and Panthers. Good luck on your bets, everyone. That's going to do it for this Sunday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of Viva, Elvis, and myself, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Like I said, we'll recap the games. New power rankings. Can't wait to see what you got. Follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live on YouTube every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. So subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. Be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.